Welcome back. Now we're going to switch gears and we have a special guest.
Yes, our first guest of How to Reinvent Season 2, Lowell Anderson, who I have the pleasure of working with on all sorts of fun content stuff.
Hi, Jill.
Welcome.
Hi, Annie.
So before we jump in, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have been with AWS for a little over 5 years now. This will be my sixth reInvent.
Awesome.
I manage the product marketing team and the launch operations team here for a bunch of different businesses within AWS.
We are here to talk about content today. And I think one of the things people will find interesting is how the content and the process, how that's evolved over the years, right? Like we have scaled up a lot,
Yeah.
and you've seen it all happen. So tell us your thoughts on that.
Well, I think, first of all, the interesting thing is, the one thing that hasn't changed is that the whole purpose of our content and the whole purpose of the event in general is really to try to give customers the best educational experience. Yep. So that's the one thing that hasn't changed. Almost everything else has changed. And primarily that's driven by just the scale, both the number of products that we're trying to educate people on and the depth of the platform, the way customers are using the platform in so many different ways, and just the breadth and difference of customers that we're working with today.
As we've kind of scaled up with the number of sessions, how has that changed how we kind of deal with things on the back end across like different tracks and topics and things like that?
Yeah. Well, what we, I think as part of the scaling, we used to have tracks really locked to specific services. And we've really tried to broaden that now to try to include breadth of solutions for people, focus on how we deliver solutions and solve problems for customers so that they can focus more in on the areas and the big solutions that they're trying to solve. Best practices.
Yes.
What we've heard from customers more and more is help us understand how other customers do things. What are the best ways? What are the best practices for cloud security? What are the best practices for managing my users and number of accounts? All the issues that go with scaling and breadth of platform are issues that customers want to find out about. And so we're really doing a lot more of these platform-wide sessions that help you understand best practices and provide some guidance for our customers.
Cool.
So, Lowell, with the number of sessions that we have and the different types of content that we offer and different ways of learning, do you have some advice for people on how they should think about their week at reInvent when it comes to content?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I think, you know, now we have over 2,000 sessions, so there's really no way that you're going to get to all the sessions.
Right.
Yes.
It's nice that they're all recorded, so you can follow up afterwards, but if you want to make the most of your time, what my recommendation is to try to break it up maybe into a couple different categories. Many customers are using a specific service day in and day out, and they're going to want to drill in and learn about the new features for that particular service and some new best practices for that service. So go to some of those 300, 400 level services sessions for the services that you really understand deeply, and you'll get some new information that you can probably go back to your job and use right away. But don't ignore some of the new technologies and the new things. You take it as an opportunity to branch out a little bit, learn some new things that you're interested in spaces that you don't normally see in your day-to-day work, and that'll help broaden your perspective and also maybe bring some ideas back to your business that you can use. So I'd kind of recommend mixing it up a little bit. Spend some time at the 300, 400 level, but try to broaden it out and learn about some new things as well.
Yeah, and we're always adding filters and trying to make it easier to navigate the session catalog itself. Of course, everything's associated with the topic. We have an industry filter. I think something we're working on adding this year is going to be kind of a service-specific filter. So if you're interested in sessions on S3, you can click S3, and any service that talks about S3 like a lot, those sessions will pop up, and then you can kind of sift through those as well. Okay, so one last more fun question. What tip or trick about how to get through the week in general do you have for folks? We ask everybody.
Well, normally I would tell people to try to get some sleep early in the week and pace yourself, but that's no fun.
No, not fun.
So I would say rest up the week before, come ready to go, and try to get to as many of the events as you can. You know, all of these different events, the Monday Night Live, the Peter DeSantis keynote, of course the Andy keynote, the Werner keynotes, but all the other events that happen are chances to learn. They're chances to network. They're chances to understand deeper how the platform works and what new things are coming, and learn from the other attendees as well.
Well, Lowell, thank you so much for being our first guest of season 2. That was really informative and great, and we really appreciate you coming by.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys. Yep.
All right, stay tuned for more.